Hello and welcome to the workshop. Today's video is sponsored by DraftKings. You can tell by the hat. They were founded in 2012. They have become the premier sports betting brand. I've bet with them a bunch personally, and that's why we decided to team up. They're doing something very dope right now. New customers who bet $5 on any money line wager, they will receive $150 in bonus bets if that bet hits. You can use that $150 and try DraftKings same game parlays, combining multiple bets from the same game into an even bigger bet and bigger payout. You gotta love that. By the way, if mobile sports betting is not available in your state yet, do not fret. You can still have fun with the DraftKings Daily Fantasy because they offer cash prize contests for almost every sport. So, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Now, new customers use promo code Simpson, bet $5 on any pregame money line wager and get $150 in bonus bets if your bet hits. That's promo code Simpson only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Now, it is a beautiful day. The sun is out, the birds are chirping, and we have another life test update for your head tops. Those not familiar with the infamous life test, we wear a pair of sneakers for a specific amount of time, then report back to you all with the final verdict, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything you need to know. So with that said, here is the Joe Freshgoods New Balance 9060 Penny Cookie Pink after 10 months of wearing. Almost a year, buckets. Can we say almost a year?
We can.
It's pretty much almost a year. And you can tell, just looking at these things, they have been worn. I'm talking worn in like capital letters. It was one of my favorite sneakers of 2022. It was the best New Balance sneaker to release last year, in my opinion. It's definitely my favorite colorway when it comes to the 9060. But I think the 9060 has gotten very popular lately, and New Balance is putting a lot of energy into this particular model, a bunch of different colorways. And because of that, we feel like this is a sneaker that makes sense to do this little update on. It's also a relatively new sneaker. It's not a pair that's been around forever like a Jordan 1 or something like that. It is a relatively new model. Okay, so boom. Right out of the gate, I want to talk about the fit, the coziness. Sometimes when you get a sneaker, it feels a lot different when you first lace them up compared to after you wear them a bunch. That is not the case with these. Right out of the box, they are extremely comfortable. Cozy Boy certified 100%, but they still feel just as cozy. They did not take any time to break in, but they've also not bottomed out or kind of got less comfortable with wear, which is actually, buckets, would you say pretty rare?
Very rare.
I think a lot of times you got to really break a sneaker in, or it has a very short lifespan in that peak comfort department. That is not the case with these. They are very, very comfortable. I will say they do fit about a half size big. I went with my true size, but they are a little bit big. So just a heads up. It's also kind of a long sneaker, just as far as the look goes. You know, profile wise, they've got that extended heel. So when you have a big foot like I do, I wear a size 13. Buckets, you also wear a size 13. That extendo heel, I just think it doesn't look as good in the bigger sizes as it does with a smaller size. Like, I think these would look a lot better in a size 9 or 10 than they do in my size 13. And I think I'll kind of piggyback on that looks aspect. Comfort is definitely the strong suit with this model. The downside or the negative, if I had to pick one, there really are not many, but if I had to pick one, I would probably say the look of them or the aesthetic in regard to the durability. Granted, that is going to be dependent on the colorway as well. There's a bunch of different colorways when it comes to the 9060. This is obviously a very light colorway, and you can see they have gotten filthy. They haven't really held up well as far as the look of them. I've logged a ton of miles in these, and they're beat up, and they show that wear a lot. Part of it, yes, it is the colorway, but part of it's the materials also. The long-haired suede gets a little bit mangled. The mesh can get a little bit beat up. The quilted interior starts to peel. Some of you might remember the New Balance 530 Central Park that Ronnie Feig did. I loved that sneaker. Burgundy boys, gang, gang, gang. I love those, but man, the same thing with that quilted interior is it just started to peel up and look kind of gnarly. Same thing with these. Another aspect of it is the actual silhouette. The extended heel, it also gets banged up. From driving to walking, just living life in them, that extended heel, it's kind of like the Sakai LD waffles, and I talked about that back in that video. They also had that extended heel. It looks cool because, I don't know, Buckets, it's high fashion.
Okay.
Right, but practicality wise, not so much. And I guess that's really my only knock on these, is that they don't hold up looks wise. Let's be honest, looks matter with sneakers, so that is a pretty important aspect. This is not a Jordan 1, to bring those up again. It's not a Jordan 3. It's not one of these silhouettes that the more you wear them, it's like, oh, they got a little character now, they look good. These are not in that category. I would put these more in the category of like an Air Force One, a sneaker that I don't think looks very good with a lot of wear. Here's what I'll say. These never look as good as they do fresh out of the box, and I will end that thought right there. Now, we talked about the looks, but again, that is just half of it. That's just the looks. As far as holding up and durability from a craftsmanship perspective, these are really, really good. It's a very well-made sneaker. There's no stitching coming undone. There's no glue issues. I mean, it's a very well-made sneaker, which is usually the case with New Balance, so no surprise there. Another point to touch on, especially because we are almost a year into these, is the value. You know, like it or not, we've talked about this in previous videos, sneakers have kind of become almost like stocks. Prices shoot up, they crash, some of them maintain, some of them don't. Even if you are just getting the sneakers to wear, it is a relevant point to discuss, especially in an update video like this one. So we will go back to when these first released. Retail was $180. They sold out instantly, and pairs were going for as much as $500-$600. Then things came down a bit. They dipped to around the $300 mark, and it seems like they've settled in that $300 to $400 range. Of course, different sizes, different prices, but generally speaking. So Buckets, I think you could say essentially double retail.
Yeah.
So it's expensive, but it's not astronomical. That said, you can get the 9060 for much cheaper. It's just a different colorway, not a fresh goods collab. Standard retail is also cheaper, $150, and they are actually in stock a lot of places. So if you want to grab a pair, you should be able to do that. And I think that's really it. There's not too much else to discuss. It's an extremely comfortable sneaker. Honestly, one of the most comfortable sneakers on the market right now. I feel confident in saying that. It's not a pair that looks great with all the miles, but it is a pair that will feel great with all the miles. So, you know, do with that information what you will. I'm definitely gonna grab a new pair myself. Scale of 1 to 10, it's tough with these updates. Not this colorway. This colorway is a 10 out of 10 for me, but the New Balance 9060. After almost a year, Bucket, scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give these a 7.2 as a lifestyle sneaker. It's not a sneaker I would recommend for sports performance. I wouldn't go running in these necessarily. It's a look good, feel good, super cozy boy type of deal.
Okay.
You got anything to add? You got a score you want to throw out? You've worn them just a little bit.
A tiny bit.
Little bit.
Now that's
freaking a 10.
No, I don't have anything to add. You were very thorough.
Very thorough.
Yeah.
That's what we try to do on these life test update videos, is really dive in. You know, got a lot of experience with these. We've talked about this before, but man, right out of the box, there's only so much you can say about a sneaker. Oh, I like that color. This material feels kind of nice. But when you actually wear them, when you actually live life in a sneaker, that's when you can actually do a review. The problem is it takes a long time to do these kind of reviews. So, man, it's a good sneaker. It's a really good sneaker. That extendo heel buckets, I don't know about that.
Well, it's a aesthetic thing, and these are comfortable, so it has a practical use.
It's a leverage point.
Yeah.
Listen,
Good for driving?
not good for driving because they get same thing with the Sakai. It gets all dirty, but then it's only dirty on the one side.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the angle. Is it good for the angle of
The angle is good. The aerodynamic, like if you were maybe gonna like go in a swimming pool with your sneakers, probably wouldn't recommend it. But if you were like going off a diving board with these, I feel like you could really get a nice little leverage on that the end of the board.
Okay.
You get good buoying in these.
Yeah.
Very good buoying. Leave a comment below. Let us know, how do you feel about this sneaker? Have you worn your pair as much as I have worn these? If so, what are your thoughts? Or maybe if you haven't, maybe this is one of those pairs that you got to resist the coziness. Maybe only wear them once a week. Maybe it's not an everyday type of sneaker from a durability perspective. Feel like I'm getting redundant, so I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for watching very much. Let us know, hey, what sneaker should we life test next? It's probably going to be, actually, I'll answer that for you. It's probably going to be the Jordan 4 Nike SB Pine Green. I've been wearing those every single day. So that'll be coming soon, but let us know what you want to see after that. Always love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. You are very, very appreciated. We will be back very, very soon with another sneaker to discuss, to dive into, to dissect.
Nice.
All right, Buckets, anything from you? Any?
Definitely not now.
You don't want to hype me up on the way out?
No, you did very good.
Okay, thank you. I'll take it. We're out of here. Adios.